Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the star. That's a very good place to start. This is a real connection. This is really, seeing that shooting star in the sky, seeing that kind of beam of light that illumines your path, right? That shows you the way forward. That gives you hope. That gives you faith, renews your faith, right? So it feels to me like this is a discovery. This is something that you see, that you witness, that you notice, that maybe not everybody else can see, right? There's spiritual insight here, but it's an inspiration, right? And I think it's showing you the way forward. And this is very good energy. This is a connection with the heavens. This is a connection with the divine. This could be the discovery of your purpose, or the realization of what is coming next on that path, or what that path will entail, right? A lot of good stuff here. We're going to put that into some context and see what else we've got. We've got the Two of Cups. Well, the Two of Cups is all about love, right? But it doesn't have to be romantic love. That's not exactly what this is. Romantic love is but one manifestation of the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is you knowing what your true love is and uniting with that. That's the experience. That is the glue that holds you together with this thing, right? And when we say, our true love, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an idea. It could be a life. It could be a spiritual aspect of things. It could be literally anything, right? And so I feel like this star is really revealing what your true love is. And that's very special. Let's see what else we have. Oh, 9. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is down beneath the surface. Feels to me this is kind of within us. And with the 9, there's this idea of motion, of movement, almost this idea of digging, right? It could be that we are discovering, we're discovering our true love. Spirit is showing us our true love, not by looking, out there for it somewhere, looking for that shooting star, but finding it within. Digging through ourselves to find what it is we really want in life and what our true path really is. It's pretty nice. Let's keep going. What other good stuff do we have? We've got a 4 of Wands. Okay, I feel like you're just coming off of a recent cycle. It could be that we've just wrapped up a relationship or a job thing, a contract thing. You've just reached a certain level somewhere, and now that situation is kind of done. This is the completion of a cycle. But we know that every ending is a beginning, right? We know the 4s are not stable cards, though they appear to be. Now, this is really nice. This is the Judgment card, Eon card, rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire. This is the doorway to really an unbelievable future. This is, it's not just the beginning of another cycle. That's pretty similar to the old one, right? We got that 4 of Wands. No, this is now a leveling up beyond belief, and I think it really is because of this discovery takes you on a vertical trajectory rather than just going horizontal, going around that wheel, of the 4 of Wands. Let's see what we've got next. Well, now we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Come on. Come on. This is no longer just kind of a mundane cycles and patterns that repeat. This is now you're leveling up into this kind of spiritual, cosmic destiny kind of vibe, and this feels really good. It does seem like it takes some digging. That this is a hidden treasure and that you have to find this, right? Or you will find this. and it will level up your life like nothing else has. So going around this wheel of the Four of Wands is kind of repeating similar patterns, getting into similar situations, the same kind of relationships, the same kind of jobs, the same, day in, day out is kind of, we're going around the wheel. We're looking for something that is going to put us on the next rung, the next level of that spiral, right? It shouldn't be just a flat circle, right? It should be a spiral. And we've got more cards. The Wheel of Fortune, that really sums it all up, I think. Princess of Cups and the Sun. Yeah, the Sun is that eureka moment. It is that aha moment where you do discover this. And now this star doesn't seem like such a distant thing. Now it's up close and personal because the Sun is a star, right? So it's the same as this card, but now this is something present and active in your life and is right there with you, and you can feel its warmth, right? A 10 of Pentacles, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And then a Knight of Pentacles, very cool, because the Knight of Pentacles is the vision of the future, where we can see what is next. We can see what's coming down the line, right? What I want to do is select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, will give us our confirmation. Now, if at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, why don't you put your prediction down in the comments? All right, let's do it together. Let's make it interactive, right? It'll be fun. And not only that, it will exercise our intuition, and it improves with practice. All right. Now, let's take a quick survey. We have major arcana. The major arcana cards are really, they tell a stunning story in itself. There is a discovery that is taking to the next level. You are realizing that it is your fate and it is your destiny to do this. It was only a matter of time and effort. But you're here, and really you're here. You are this radiant sun in the environment, right? You are kind of you are the source of a lot of love and light and life in the world around you, right? You are a true kind of beacon of hope and an example of success. And I think you are just radiating this kind of star power, radiating this aura about you. And right now, it feels like this star card, it feels like it's kind of distant. Star is something way out there that we're looking for. And we've done this throughout history, right? We've looked at the stars, looking for signs, looking for patterns, looking for symbols, looking for messages from the divine, right? And sometimes we ponder the stars, and we're able to temporarily step outside of our kind of daily problems, the life stuff, because there's hope up there, there's potential, there's possibility, it's infinite up there. So we ponder the stars and we forget about what these daily cycles are, right? And the daily cycles of just going around this wheel. Sometimes we're at the bottom, sometimes we're at the top. Sometimes we're at the bottom, sometimes we're at the top. This is that true wheel where sometimes we feel like we're right between the rubber and the road, getting squished. But we know the wheel's going to turn and we're going to come right back around again. The difference between this pattern or cycle of life and the Wheel of Fortune is that there is no bottom of this wheel. Every point of the circle is the beginning of the circle, or the end of the circle, or the center of this, the perimeter here, the diameter. Or the circumference, I should say. We are essentially learning to get right there to the center of that wheel, the axle of the wheel, right? Where we're in a position where we can see everything turning around us, but it doesn't feel like we are moving with it. It's hard to see what's on top when you're on the bottom. It's hard to see what's on the bottom when you're on the top here. But if you're in the middle, you see all points of the wheel equally. The radius is the same in every direction, right? I'm trying to remember my geometry, trigonometry or something. And so this really is that kind of leveling up to where we, in a way, transcend these cyclic, fluctuations of daily life. We still have problems. We're still on the earthly wheel too, right? But we're gaining a cosmic perspective of things. When you're able to see things from space or from the point of view of the sun, right? The earth goes round and round and round, and there are good days and bad days. There are ups and downs, gains and losses. But it puts it into a different perspective. We can see kind of the relativity of things. And I think this is really going to be good for you. Now, it does require some digging. We've got that Nine of Pentacles. Anyway, so we've got our major arcana. We have a little bit of fire. We've got kind of a fun amount of water here, right? Because we've got that, we've got the Princess of Cups, one of my favorite cards. And this is us trying to bring our dreams into reality. Okay, and I think that is just such a wonderful theme. It's wonderful imagery on the card, trying to bring like you think of a dream, you're dreaming of, let's say, fish in a fish tank. And, then you wake up and suddenly your bed is wet. Not like that, but there's fish, in your hand or something. Like it's bringing things back from the dream world into your, waking life. And so then we start to wonder, well, which is the waking life and which is the dream? Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's just enjoy whatever we're doing right now until we wake up or something. But I feel like this is really an effort on your part to notice the synchronicities between your inner life, your dream life, your imagination, your private, personal, internal world, and the kind of public, external world. The so-called manifested world, right? And this is the card, the energy that is trying to manipulate that in a way, trying to intentionally bring things out of the dream world into so-called manifested reality. So this is really the most magical of all the cards, I've got to say. And it reminds me of the show Twin Peaks. Anyway, so we've got a little bit of water. What we don't have is any air energy, right? The air is coming from the star. This is that divine air, that kind of spiritualized water that's coming down. This is the Aquarius card. Aquarius is, after all, an air sign, right? Despite the aqua in there. So this is taking the place of our air energy, which is really a spiritual certainty, the insight. This is kind of like Spirit's showing you exactly where to start digging. Spirit is showing you exactly what to look for, to find this hidden treasure, to find this gold mine of dream material, this gold mine of imagination, this gold mine of, well, gold too. Actual financial, wealth, I think, is in store for you. Between these two cards, yeah, this is money for sure, right? But money is not all there is to wealth, and the Ten of Pentacles is wealth. Not just financial wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, intellectual wealth, the intimacy, right? The connection with the world. And I think that's part of this sun energy here, too. That connection with the world, right? Appreciating all aspects, appreciating all the diversity of life on this planet and every other planet that may be out there. So this is taking the form of the air energy. This is the knowledge. This is the information coming in from above. And it really, if it even looks like that, right? There's the light or water or air coming down, the spiritual light coming down, and then kind of showing your hand where to dig, And I never really thought of this card like that, but it does. To me, it's kind of showing you what to do on the physical plane. It's giving you the spiritual insight, the certainty, the knowledge, wisdom, right? The kind of divine essence of the thing, and showing your hand. It's like there's just suddenly a spotlight, somewhere on the dirt there, and that's where you're supposed to start digging, right? So this could be a light that's shining on yourself, right? If we are the material, this is where we've got to dig. So Spirit really could be showing you some things that are not so pleasant all the time, right? Could be some aspects of ourselves that we really don't care to look at too often. Aspects of our history, aspects of our personality, aspects of our life. You know, this is a real self-awareness too, you know, especially considering you are the star, so you must be aware of yourself, right? To be aware of the star, to be aware of your inner sun, is to be aware of all of us, right? The whole package, the flaws and, you know, all of the positive traits, all the things we like about ourselves, all the things we don't, the light and the shadow. Right? When you are the sun, there will inevitably be a shadow. Okay. But the further the sun rises in the sky, the smaller that shadow gets. The less it gets until maybe high noon, there's no shadows, right? And then we've incorporated everything. Then we've really discovered the gold. The gold being the totality of ourselves. All the good stuff, all the bad stuff, all the things we wish we could change about ourselves, all the things that we don't even want to look at or think about or talk about or acknowledge in any way about ourselves, right? And I think this is really where the gold mine is. Here's that 9 of Pentacles underneath everything. You're no stranger to hard work, for one. And with Spirit showing you where to dig, this is the process of digging. And it's kind of the further we get into our own spirit, our own soul and psyche, into our own dreams, our own imagination, our own heart, then the more gold we find. The more gold we create even, right? To make gold, you must first have gold. I like to say to become gold, you first have to be gold, right? And I think that's really what we're talking about here. The more we excavate our lives, the more we analyze ourselves, our psyche, right, our heart, our mind, I think the more we discover the real treasures of who we are, and then we start to find new ways, new creative and imaginative ways to build our life up, using these gifts and talents, even using these things that we don't like about ourselves. Learning how to turn those into strengths. Yeah. So, this is our air energy. And then, of course, we've got earth, earth, and earth. All right. Back to the 4 of Wands for a second. You are coming off of a cycle recently, and I don't know if this was like a breakup or the end of a job or the completion of a task or the completion of a trip, maybe. I don't know, maybe you've returned from a journey, because to me this feels like kind of coming back home to close the circle. You know what I mean? Like we went out, we had to do some stuff, we came back home. Closing the circle. But it could be something creative, it could be a contract, it could be employment, it could be a relationship. Something has come kind of full circle in you. And I think that this is really giving you pause to look up at the sky, right? And ponder and try to forget about the mundane for a moment. And just commune with the stars, commune with the heavens, commune with the night sky, with that divine light. And it's interesting that the lights from heaven, the divine light, is most visible when the world is in complete darkness. It's easy to get up 3 a.m., go outside, look at the sky, and you'll maybe see some stars depending on your light pollution situation. But you can't go look at the stars during the daytime. You have to wait till the world is at its darkest, right? And I think that speaks to something spiritually, because it's usually in our darkest times, emotionally, personally, kind of metaphorically speaking, we're in a really dark time in our life. That's when we really start looking up, looking in, to try to find that star, right? Our self, our true self. That's the real treasure, right? And that's the beauty of the darkness here, And I think it's interesting that in the Greek there was this, or the Roman really, with Pluto or Plutus or something like that. There's this conflation of Hades with this other deity who's actually the deity, I think it was Plutus, the deity of like gems and gold and riches hidden in the earth, right? And because it was underground in the darkness, it got associated with Pluto or Hades, you know. And so then the two kind of, you know, couldn't really tell them apart. And I think that's interesting because, yeah, it is in those darkest, scariest places that we find the most valuable treasures. And that's why we have cards. We don't have them today, but we have cards like the Moon card, which is talking about going into that darkest night, right? Why would you willingly go into that dark? Why would you willingly go into the underworld, right? Well, because there was something there we have to find, and it is worth the risk, right? Sometimes the only way that we can embrace change is when the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. Okay? So we're just weighing the options here, right? We don't want to stay on the same cycle. I don't know if this was it doesn't feel like you returned from a trip like in a happy way, you know? It feels like there was some closure to something, and it seems like it's maybe not the most, you know, joyous moment, right? But let's not forget about the Two of Cups. We are finding that true love, right? That true love. It's first and foremost, I think, a true love affair with our true self, right? With spirit, with life, with the universe, with nature. And that's a very broad, very general, right? Just everything. Self and, you know, not self. Very fundamental. But then we differentiate that. It starts to get more specific. The Two of Cups then becomes a 3 and a 4 and a 5. And it starts differentiating and expanding, becoming multiple things, becoming more detailed. This is very general. True love, yes. What is it? Well, that's what we're digging for, right? To find out what exactly it looks like. So we have to search ourselves, right? We have to search ourselves. And then here, of course, we have the Jupiter energy, the expansive Wheel of Fortune. Every space on this wheel is a jackpot. Okay? Not so much on the Four of Wands, but on the Wheel of Fortune, every space is a jackpot. Okay? I think that this is because we can get to the center of that wheel, and we can see. It doesn't mean that literally every moment is going to be a joyful, best moment of my life kind of thing. And it means even when the wheel is up or down, good days, bad days, everything is a jackpot. Everything is a win. Everything has its benefits, its purpose. Everything fits into the grand scheme of the universe. And everything can be utilized. It's like we appreciate the bad days just as much as we appreciate the good days because of what it teaches us. Because in those bad days, we can grow, we can excavate parts of ourselves and find the gold. Yeah, find the gold. I like the Eon. It's not an easy card, but it is a tremendous energy. This is the biggest leveling up of your life, but it's not an easy card. It requires some digging. It requires us to go through. It's like you can't take all that luggage with you. So you got to go through every suitcase and just pick out the best things from each one, the things that really have the value. You got this huge mound of dirt. You can't take it all with you. You've got to pick the jewels, pick the gold out of it. And that's what's going to go with you through this doorway, because this is a doorway of fire. It's going to scorch off of you anything that is not already spiritualized. Right? This volatilizes the fixed. Okay? So it really is going to require the excavation. We've got to get the dirt moving. Right? And we get rid of the dirt, we filter it, we sift it, we do all that kind of, you know, the mining, the excavating, I don't know, whatever you call that kind of thing. And we save the jewels. We save what is valuable to us. Even if we're not sure it's valuable, well, we'll take it anyway, you know. But everything else has to be kind of let go of. This is a card that really gets things moving, things that are stuck, things that are fixed to us, things that we feel are just clinging to us, or that they are now parts of our soul that like barnacles on a boat, you know. This is the card that kind of scrapes them off, yeah. But for a good reason, okay? And the good reason, I think, primarily is Wheel of Fortune, expansiveness. Jupiter is here now, just pouring rewards on us, you know, just dumping riches into our lap, and it feels like a gold mine, and it feels like we're finding these hidden treasures, and they're going with us from the dream world into the manifested world, or vice versa. Yeah. So on the path of the serpent now, we've got the Princess of Cups here, and we are up here on this path. We're manifesting our dream. This true love, in whatever details and whatever kind of myriad forms it takes in life, and it will take on different forms, we are implementing that. We're looking to bring that into our daily life, right? And even the sun kind of shining on this is telling us, pay attention to our dreams. Pay attention to those things that you just kind of secretly wish for, or that you just secretly dream or daydream about. Start looking at that stuff. Okay? Start looking at that stuff. In order for us to manifest all of this energy and take advantage of what we have here, we have to know what we want. We have to know what our dreams are really made of, right? So during this excavating work, we're really learning those things of value to us, right? Those kind of nuggets of gold and other rare metals and jewels and stuff. We're learning through those what it is we truly want in life. What is it that our heart really desires? What is it that our soul is really truly yearning for? And that's going to take on a lot of different details. Physical, the way it manifests is multiplicity. But the way it exists in reality is essence. It is one, right? It is a mirror of yourself, right? These two cups, yeah, they're identical, right? It is basically an expression of you, of your soul, out in the world. We're finding ourselves again through all of the myriad forms that life takes. Through the multiplicity, we are discovering the one, because we're able to see in all these different desires we have, all of these different dreams. No one dreams about just one thing or one accomplishment or one particular form of life that they want to embody, you know. Life is complex. It is a myriad of life out here. It is true multiplicity, infinite variation, infinite forms of things. But we are learning how to weave our life through that multiplicity on kind of one single essence. You know, finding the thread that weaves through all of that fabric. And that is the love, right? The love is showing us which path to take through those infinite waters, right? Going from, you know, one fulfillment, one goal to another, kind of creating this complex life that is very eclectic. We're piecing together our perfect life based on who we are, based on our essence, you know, based on our real spirit. And that is the 10 of Pentacles. This is a life that we have pieced together. The best things from all the different, let's say you're at the mall, you know. You buy the best piece, the best item from every store in the mall. And that's what you're collecting. Now, I know that sounds materialistic, right? And it's supposed to. I know what I'm doing. We choose the best piece from every store in the mall, and that's our best life. That's what we've picked here. Now, what you consider to be the best piece, now it might be the one that's the most expensive. It might be the one that's the most shiny. It might be everything that you have selected from every store is a certain color, right? But this is not what you want. You don't want things just because they all had the highest price tag, or they all had the right color that you like, or they all were in some way related to sea animals or something, you know? Or, you know, that these were all the items that, you know, everybody, all my friends would have picked, you know, especially not that. And that's not the kind of best life that you want, right? And that's why this card is in the position of our fears, worries, and concerns. Because there is part of us that will, yes, if you gave me, you know, a blank check and told me to go around the mall and pick out my favorite thing from every store, there's a chance that I would just pick out the most expensive stuff, or the stuff that appealed to my personality. You know, oh, I really like purple, or I really, you know, I really like, you know, the aquatic life, right? I'm a Cancer too. So there's always that risk, but we're aware of that. And we say, well, that's not what I want. Now, for me to understand what I really want, well, I have to do this excavation, because we don't want this material world, these selections, out of the multiplicity, right? We handpick what we want out of the multiplicity. What are we basing these choices on? We want these choices, we want these pentacles to be filled with love, be filled with our spirit, with our essence. We want them all to be, as a whole, a reflection of this, a reflection of ourselves, our true selves. So in order to create the best life that you want, you have to know yourself. You have to know truly what you want, not just on the surface. You know, right now I want a pizza. You can hear my stomach growling. That's not just the surface level, because your body, your mind, your emotions, they will lead you to certain things, to choose certain things in this best life, right? So I think this is kind of what we're doing here with this energy. The final card is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has the spiritual vision of the future. It's taking all of this stuff, and all this is pretty much like occurring in real time, right? But this is not. This is that part of us that's not concerned with the present. What, you say? Concerned with the future, yeah. Looking at the long-term plan. Who do you want to be in life? In the middle of all this multiplicity, who are you, right? Where are you? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? All that stuff. We have to have that spiritual vision, and it's coming from spirit. It's coming from the third eye. We could reason about it, we could think about it, but that's not the same. It's a spiritual vision of your future, and sometimes it's very much related to this one. Because sometimes we dream about what that future self is going to be like. So this is us with that spiritual vision of our future self and everything that involves that, you know, that concept. We take that vision, we work our way backwards. We reverse engineer the karma, right? And we realize what we have to do right now to get that vision as a reality. And so this is now taking all of this energy in the present and projecting it out to the future and saying, okay, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know my essence, I've found the gold in the center of the earth there. Where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be at the end of the day, really? But 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, where am I? Who am I? What am I doing? How am I doing it? You know? And then we can start to make those plans. So when we're talking now mystery card, I'm thinking now we need the air energy, right? Because now we've had that spiritual vision with the Knight of Pentacles, and we've had that vision, we've seen that revelation of our future life, of our best life. What the Knight of Pentacles is looking at is this. But the real this that is, like I say, the Pentacles should be the vessel for all of the other elemental energy. There should be water in here. There should be fire in here. There should be air in here. And, well, spirit is all of it. Otherwise, this earth energy is just empty. It's like you're selecting stuff from the stores just because of the price tag, or just because you like the color yellow, or whatever. It's just empty. There's no meaning really there, right? It's just an empty shell, a vessel. This vessel has to contain all of the other elements. Okay, it has to kind of represent the totality of who we are projected into the multiplicity. Okay. Anyway, all that to say, air energy for this, okay? If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I just had, my eyes fell on the Wheel of Fortune again. It might be the Wheel of Fortune again. It might be. Let's see. Oh my God, yeah, see, I had that flash of that Wheel of Fortune. I wanted it to be air, logically, right? Using my mind. It seemed like air energy would be perfect because now we can have a plan. Now we can figure out, well, what we're going to do for the next 20 years, right? No, in some ways, we just have to kind of ride the wave, you know? We've got a repeat of the Wheel of Fortune now. And it kind of is saying, hey, don't overthink this. Don't plan it out too much. Just see how the world turns, see how the wheel turns, see how your life turns. Some days we'll be up, some days we'll be down. We're at the center of the wheels. You know, we're at the center of the wheels. And you know what now? Instead of a unicycle, now we've got the bicycle, right? So it makes it a little bit easier to ride. We plan it out too much, and then we're right back here. This is that wheel that disappoints us sometimes, pleases us sometimes. Because we have plans. Plans go our way, this is good. Plans don't go our way, this is bad, right? But we're at the center of the wheel. And it's kind of like, well, if you don't make plans, then those plans can't be broken. Those plans can't be ruined, right? And that's kind of a very extreme way of thinking. We do need plans. We do need our rational mind, our intellect. We have it for a reason. It's a tool. Great band, by the way. But we don't want to rely on that to form our expectations of the world. All right? Jupiter's got you. We've got to have a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope, a little bit of trust. Yeah. And a little bit of the extended reading, which we're going to do. You can click up here or click down below, and you'll have access to the extended readings. New readings for Cancer every Tuesday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. I am here every single day. You can come see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. Costs nothing to subscribe. Okay. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.